Stay right there. We're good to go.
Okay.
Can I have your title, position?
Yes, I am the executive director of a national nonprofit organization called The Hitting Stops Here. And we were based in California.
What brings you out today?
Well, I'm out here in the state of Texas to rally up support and interest on the local residents of this state. Texas is one of the 20 remaining U.S. states, along with our U.S. territories, that still allow teachers to take a wooden board and beat our children on their buttocks. For frivolous reasons, although I don't believe there's any reason at all, good reason, or you can't solve violence or misbehavior by using that type of behavior to get a different result. So,
what do you hope to accomplish with this rally?
Well, what I'm trying to do, first of all, is, to my surprise, here in the city of Austin, I don't think I've met one person, and I have spoken probably to hundreds. I've been here since October 6th. And I've spoken to at least 100 people. Not one Austin resident is aware of the fact that school beatings are still sanctioned in this state, and Texas leads the way with school beatings. As a matter of fact, the state superintendent of education said that we report 80,000 a year, but we have more than that, but we don't want to look bad. That's what the education superintendent said here. They are followed by the state of Mississippi, which reports 60,000, an increase of 10,000 school beatings since President Obama has taken office. Prior to his office, it was still a large number, 50,000, but it has gone up to 60,000 since he has taken office.
Could you talk a little more about the bill?
Yeah, I would like to have the state of Austin know and get support for having people. Number one, people need to be informed. The media has not been covering the fact that New York Representative Carolyn McCarthy wrote a bill called Ending Corporal Punishment in Schools Act. The bill number is H.R. 5628. If any of you knew about her hearings in April 15th of this year, the reported number of children beaten in the 20 states alone where it is sanctioned is 1.5 million. And that's beatings. That's not all the harmful seclusions and restraints and other very, very horrible things going on to our American school children in the name of discipline. But the bill was introduced June 29, 2010. And thus far, we have 16 of the necessary number of signatories that will have this bill advanced to the floor. There are 47 Education Committee members. The Department of Education and Chair and Labor is George Miller. Now, he's not able to sign the bill. However, he can advance it to the floor. If he does not do that on the power that he actually has to make that happen, we will have to have all 24 of the majority, being that there are 47, we need 24 Education Committee members to sign this bill to get it to the floor so it can advance to the Senate, onto Obama's desk, signed into law. Now, we have 16. We only need 8 more signatories to support a bill that will protect our disadvantaged, primarily Black, Latino, Native American children with autism, are a very high number of the children being beaten in U.S. schools.
Paula, have you spoken with any of the families of the victims, the kids who have been maybe hit or abused in schools?
Yes, many.
Here in Texas?
Yes, in Texas. I actually can give you a list of names of parents who, one parent's son who is now on medication just to get out the door to go to school. He said that while his principal was spanking him, which is a euphemized word for beating, while he was spanking him, he was smiling at him and beating him, and he had this big bruise across his buttocks, and the mom took a picture and brought it up, and he just threw it on the table and said, "A red butt, so what?" And we have a radio show that we entitled called On America Speaks Radio, linked to our homepage, thehittingstopshere.com. But yes, we do know numbers. Many of you may not be aware of a young lady named Jessica, and I will use the last name Smith, 18-year-old woman who was in a school in San Antonio, 2 male teachers dragged her into the principal's office, lifted her feet off the floor. They beat her till her buttocks bled. She was trying to protect herself, and the principal broke her hand. This was all because she was late to class. And this happens in America in these 20 U.S. states. Like I said, Texas leading the way, which is why I came to this state. Every 20 seconds and every 4 minutes to the point where a child needs medical attention. That's in a news article on our website in the Huffington Post. People could read that. I actually, my home is in California, San Jose, California. And HR 5628, this is very important. One of the most important things that Americans need to be informed of, that our media has failed to inform them, is that HR 5628 is for our American school children who are still being subjected to school beatings what the 13th Amendment was for slaves. It gives judicial relief. Right now, not only can teachers beat American school children, but if parents say, I don't want you to beat my child, they are still sanctioned to beat the children in their care. Now, HR 5628 is to eliminate all school corporal punishment, which is just a nice name for pain-based behavior management. And in schools where teachers are trained to use nonviolent methods, those are the highest scoring schools in the country. Iowa is #1, no beating. North Dakota is #2. Wisconsin is #3. The lowest scoring schools in the country include Texas, Mississippi, Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia. You know, the slave states, the states where they're still beating, because science has proven that children do better when they feel safe. So all of these states that are doing it is coming from a mindset of, you know, the old school, you know, whoop 'em. And where children are in schools where nonviolence is the choice of training them, they learn kindness, they learn respect, and they learn to communicate in a way to solve problems rather than, I'm going to slug you. She slugged me because I did something wrong. Obviously, that's how you handle this. But if HR 5628 fails to pass, it will only escalate, because teachers who use this method, it's almost like an addiction. There's an addiction to this type of behavior directed at the children. Now, what's going to happen now, and this is very important, I'll be surprised if you put this in the news, but what's going on is, #1, not a single Republican has signed HR 5628. And we have all Democrats who have signed it, but at the same time there is a bill out, another bill out that is to give parents the right to beat their children at home and not have any interference with law officers coming in because of a parent thinking this is what my child needs. That has 140 plus signatures. An agreement on, yes, let parents have the right to beat their children, but the Republicans have not voted on protecting the children, and now they've taken over the House. And if HR 5628 dies, what's going to happen is, #1, we cannot bring it up for another 365 days. And then we're trying to go to a party that is already choosing to be unsupportive of a bill for protecting our primarily disadvantaged and special ed American school children. Children who have no verbal language, children who are retarded, children who are in wheelchairs. These are the primary targets: poor blacks, poor Latinos, poor Native Americans, poorly educated areas. And these children need advocacy. And unless the U.S. is aware that this is going on, they can't participate in bringing this to a close.
Well, we'll let you get on with your rally so we can get some footage of that, and
yes,
you know, that way you can tell your message to others that are walking by here, which should be quite a few now.
Yeah.
The 5 o'clock hour and whatnot hits.
Yes, yes.
But let me just...
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. It's the right one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you. It's hers that you still have on.
Okay.
Yes. And I'm just going to ask you just
sorry.
a few more questions.
Sure.
No, it's
Please
okay.
do. Yes.